Testing. 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
Can you hear the fan in the background?
I don't know.
The age-old question.
What to do when the fans are blowing? That sounds like a question they would ask in an AP U.S. history.
What to do when the
DBQ.
fans are blowing?
Anyone remember this? Or like AP or like English? You know what I'm talking about? A DBQ when you have to write a long written thing. You didn't have to do that.
I probably.
You
a
definitely
DBQ?
did. DBQ. If you know, you know.
Dairy be queen?
Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, Madeline.
We're back.
Woo! What a
Wow.
week. Oh, yeah, sorry.
week.
Wait, are you Madeline Hill from CNN?
Are you Charlotte Wilder from CNN?
Yeah, we went on CNN over
we
the
did.
weekend.
And that was crazy.
That was pretty fun. I was trying hard not to laugh at some points. I don't know why. I was just a little behind the scenes. They took us to, they didn't take us. We got ourselves to Hudson Yards, where the CNN studios are. And they put us in a small room, with a black box of a room. Yeah. And then there's a backdrop of New York City, and we're just sitting there, waiting.
Up.
Yeah, no one else is in the room. We're just sitting, and then it's like, you're live.
It was just so crazy because how we got here is just wild. That we went on CNN as the experts on the Bill Belichick and Jordon Hudson relationship saga on real news.
Right.
It's not like we went on their pop culture show. No, we were just on the news.
We were at the top of the 9 o'clock hour for news, and also we are the experts.
No, we are. No,
that's what's almost crazier.
I know.
Is it's we were the experts. We are the expert. When Michael Smirkanich, the host, was like, "So why are you the experts?" I was like, "Well, Michael." It was and I feel like maybe he thought we were going to be sort of silly girls because here we are coming on to talk about a football coach's relationship, and our show's called the Sports Gossip Show, and, and then we come on, we're like, well, Michael, the gender dynamic's evident, and
yes. No, we were also. We had a bunch of comments about this, but do you know what you said at the beginning when you started talking? After Michael's intro, Charlotte goes, "Absolute banger."
Okay, so here's...
I didn't even realize you said it. I totally blacked out.
You were just...
I didn't even notice you said it in the moment until I'm watching the clip later, and I was like, oh my God. Charlotte said absolute banger on CNN.
First of all, hope I'm the first. Second of all, he had this joke about how we're divided politically. And,
yes.
But the Patriots jerseys have both red and blue.
Yeah,
and I was
great.
it was funny, but I was also we got to disarm this whole situation. This whole situation is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
I got to say something weird off the top.
Yes.
And then we went into our...
No, it was amazing.
Thank you.
It was amazing.
You did an amazing job.
Oh my God,
that
thank you.
was Madeline's first ever live TV hit.
It was.
You would never know it.
Yeah.
You were an absolute pro.
I had the best coach.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I was just before I was man, just talk.
Yeah.
You'll be great.
We did great. No, we did great. We did great. But
also,
go.
Oh,
what?
It's my mom's birthday today. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Deb.
Oh my God. Happy birthday. Bow, bow, bow.
She's the best.
Wow.
And she's also a writer, so go read her books.
Yeah.
Deborah Weisskall. She's written 2 novels and a memoir. And she's the greatest, and she watches our show, so I love you. Happy birthday.
And happy early Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah.
To the mothers out
All
there.
the moms.
All the moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one other piece of housekeeping. My allergies are really bad, so if it looks like I got lip filler, I didn't. I just have some weird stuff going on.
You're going to start beating the accusations. You know when the Kardashians are always we haven't gotten any work done. And it's very obvious that they've gotten something done.
I'm like, first of all, if this was the work that I got done, I would sue them.
You would sue,
because it's just 2 red bumps.
Yeah, no.
But anyway,
your lips look great.
You have any housekeeping?
No, I'm wearing a new shirt. Got a new shirt.
Awesome.
From Etsy. Shout out to the New York Liberty. Season's coming up. Very excited.
Yeah, if you're an audio listener, it's Ellie the elephant in a New York Liberty jersey holding a basketball flying over New York.
It's incredible.
It's really beautiful.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
It's a piece of art.
Yep.
Well, should we get into it?
Yeah, I think, Madeline, look, okay, so first of all, this show is not going to be just Bill and Jordan, just so everybody knows. We have a lot of great sports gossip to get to. We do have to lead with an update because this is this is a story so important. It was at the top of CNN's 9 o'clock hour on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I think that the biggest news is that there's no news.
There's no news. Jordon Hudson has not posted on Instagram in a week.
And
which is crazy.
can I say something?
What?
I miss her.
Me too. Oh, I miss her too.
Like, I actually miss her. Like, I'm bummed that clearly someone at UNC or on Bill's team or somewhere got to her and was like, you have to stop talking.
Yeah.
You have to stop talking.
But I do love that the last thing that she posted on Instagram in feed is a screenshot of the email that Bill Belichick sent that we discussed in our second emergency episode.
Yeah.
And then it swipes to the screen grab of the secret recording of a video she may or may not have filmed at the CBS Sunday morning taping.
It's really good.
I love that is like the last piece of internet content we have from Jordon Hudson right now.
Same. I love it. So yeah, the only thing that's come out is that Bill has been in discussion with PR people.
Yeah.
Professionals.
Yep.
Which is probably good. Now that it's calmed down, I feel like we're sort of coming out of a hurricane where I'm like, whoa, why was that such a big deal? You know what I mean?
Yes, but I'm
like,
also
not really, because it is still a big deal, but I feel
It's
like
crazy.
I'm on the other side of a hurricane.
Yeah, no. My screen time this past week, I'm not even going to tell you how many hours it was because I did check it. It was, like I said in my newsletter I sent out, whenever that was yesterday, I don't even know what day it is anymore, was like the number of hours you should sleep in a day. That's how long my screen time was every day last week.
Yikes. So I guess my question now is she still going to compete in the Miss Maine pageant this weekend in Portland?
I think yes, because I do think in her heart of hearts, that's something she's passionate about. She's competed before. Mm-hmm. I can't see her dropping out.
I mean, I can't either, but I also feel like if someone got to her to get her to stop posting, which I thought was impossible because she seems so defiant. Like, what if someone was like, you can't do this, which is also messed up because this is her trying to do something for her career,
right?
Even though that might be the reason that she's been doing this anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see maybe. I mean, if she hasn't posted in a week and she's listened to that advice, there is a world where she wouldn't compete, but as of this recording, she's still listed on the website. So.
Yeah, and the thing that she seems to want most is to have a chance to compete to be Miss USA. So if she doesn't do this, she can't do that.
Right.
I don't know if she would win now.
Yeah, I was pretty confident she was going to win before, but now I don't know.
Same. The CBS interview.
Yeah.
Really tanked some stuff.
Not great.
Anyway, I think that's pretty much
Yeah.
all we have on that front.
Yeah. Moving on. Obviously, last night, the Met Gala happened.
Yes, it sure did.
Yeah, and if you don't know what the Met Gala is, it is a fundraiser for the Metropolitan Museum of Art here in New York City. They put on basically a fashion exhibition every year. It's incredible. I mean, my favorite exhibition still to this day is Alexander McQueen one. Do you remember that?
Ooh, yes. You know, I am bad at making it to them, but I look at the press release.
Well, as a former fashion girly.
Sorry.
We're going to go.
I love that. Yes, please.
We'll go.
I would love to. This
It's
year,
amazing.
the theme is Superfine, Tailoring Black Style, meant to put the spotlight on Black dandyism. And I think it was one of my favorites because the tailoring on the red carpet, sometimes with these other themes, like, people just go a little nuts and you're like, what even is the theme?
Yeah.
It seemed like people were mostly on it.
Oh, yeah. No, thank God. Sometimes people don't understand the assignment or read the instructions before they build the IKEA furniture, you know? The Met Gala look, so to speak.
There are a couple screws loose in like more ways than one.
Yes, but I feel like everyone, for the most part, everyone understood the assignment.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was so fun to look at all of them. And you can still do that, I think, by the time this comes out on the Sports Gossip Show Instagram story.
Yes.
We could post them as a little carousel.
Yes. Oh, maybe we'll do that.
I don't know. Just
manager,
you're the social media manager. I'm just spitballing.
Oh,
But
okay.
you should follow us on Instagram because there's other fun stuff besides just our clips, which are also very fun because we're so funny.
if we do say so ourselves.
Just drooled all over myself. Sorry. Let's instead of just telling you what everybody wore, you can look at the pictures.
Yeah.
But it was athlete studded.
Yes.
Which is why we're talking about it. Lewis Hamilton, F1 driver, was one of the co-chairs.
Yep.
And then on the host committee was Simone Biles, the gymnast, and her husband, Jonathan Owens, who also allegedly plays football.
He allegedly plays football, and he looked pretty good.
He did look
I mean, she
pretty
looked
good.
great, but he maybe looked even better.
His outfit was
I don't know.
on point. That was mean. He does play football.
Yeah. No, he does.
Spike Lee, noted Knicks fan, the director. He's at every Knicks game. He wore a Knicks hat.
Yep. He did.
Met Gala.
He didn't go to the game, which is crazy.
Right.
Shocking.
Which we have thoughts about, which we'll talk about.
We'll get to that.
And Angel Reese was also on the host committee, WNBA player for the Chicago Sky.
Yep.
Can I just read real quick all the
Please.
athletes? Because
Hit me.
It reads like if this were a rec league softball team, holy shit, I would not want to go up against this.
Watch out.
You had not LeBron. LeBron couldn't make it. He posted on X, Twitter, whatever. Kill
Same
me.
thing.
Unfortunately, because of my knee injury I sustained at the end of the season, I won't be able to attend the Met Gala in NY tonight, as so many people have been asking and congratulating me on. Hate to miss an historical event, but his wife was there.
She looked amazing. But first of all, can I say, that man is chronically online. LeBron James never stops posting. The posting does not stop.
The posting does not stop. He also has maybe like one of the most consistent voices across social media.
Yes.
Since social media
Since the
began,
beginning.
because he was playing basketball then.
Yes. I love him.
He's a
He's a character.
messy.
I love it.
Yeah, same. He's so online.
But his wife looked amazing.
She
Savannah
looked
looked
phenomenal.
incredible.
Yes.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Some other athletes, some New York Liberty stars were there. Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, Jonquel Jones, all dressed by Sergio Hudson. Looked amazing.
Yeah, they did. They understood the assignment.
They did. Yes.
Also, Joe Burrow was there wearing a grayish blue suit.
Yeah.
That looked like it could have been aloe yoga.
Unclear.
Can't find anything online. The shoes were Gucci. We don't know what the suit was.
No, if anyone knows details on the suit, please let us know.
Simone Biles, as we said. Angel, as we said. Serena Williams.
Yeah, there with her sister,
Yep.
Venus Williams.
Amazing job to everybody. Dwayne Wade, former basketball player, and Gabrielle Union Wade, the actress.
They always look amazing.
Yeah, they don't miss.
Nope.
Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
NFL legend Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
Flau'jae Johnson,
Oh,
the LSU basketball star and rapper and businesswoman who I'm sort of obsessed with.
yeah, I'm obsessed with her. Her look was incredible. No notes.
No notes. Who else?
Sha'Carri Richardson, Noah Lyles, Gabby Thomas, some Olympic track and field stars were also there.
And Jalen Hurts and Bree Burrows, his new wife, quarterback of the Eagles, Jalen Hurts. I think they might have won it for me.
Oh, they won it for sure.
They and Angel Reese, I think, were my favorite.
I think so. And was that the first time that Jalen Hurts and Bree Burrows have like done a red carpet event like that? I mean, that is the biggest red carpet event of red carpet events.
I think it is.
Maybe they kind of went red carpet official.
So
I don't know.
here's not only are they so chic that they just get married without telling anyone.
So chic.
No Vogue exclusive, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just a casual mention in Men's Health in an article where Jalen's like, by then you'll be able to call her my wife.
I know.
So that chic. And then their first red carpet appearance together. Well, maybe she was at NFL honors.
Major
That
red
doesn't-
carpet
major-
appearance.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Major.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Is the Met Gala?
I mean, iconic. I feel like if she wants to have a child, they decide they want to have a child, they're going to do the thing that's so chic where they just, no one knows she's pregnant and then she just has the baby.
Oh.
And then in like 2 years, they're like, oh yeah, we had a kid 2 years ago.
yeah. And you're not allowed to know its name.
Exact. That's chic.
So chic.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, everybody.
Yeah. Anyways, everyone looked great. If you have any favorite looks, feel free to DM us. We got a lot of fun messages.
Yeah, please
about that
let
last
us
night.
know.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Knicks Celtics. We've got
Yes.
some NBA playoff updates for you. And to everyone who's been asking us for hockey for NHL updates, we're going to have a guest on to talk about all the hockey drama because admittedly, I just don't follow it as closely.
Yeah.
I can tell you about the sport. I don't know the ins and outs of the drama. We're
Yep.
going to get someone on, so please don't yell at us. It's coming, I
Yes.
promise. But we do know the NBA very well.
We do. The Knicks came back and beat your Boston Celtics. I believe they were down by 20 points.
They were. Yeah.
Which, when I was watching the game, I was like, there's no way they're going to win.
Same.
There's no way.
They made the Celtics missed 45 three-point attempts.
Not great.
So they kind of completely fell apart.
Yeah.
It went to overtime. Mikal Bridges just took over in overtime, which is good because he really didn't do that much before, and Knicks fans. So, okay, I feel like I've said this on here before. My husband is a Knicks fan. I'm a Celtics fan. And I was very nervous for this series because I was like, I am going to feel bad if the Celtics just sweep the Knicks.
Yeah.
And then the Knicks won game one.
Yeah.
Which, and can I say something?
Please.
This is a show where I'm supposed to talk, right?
It
That's the whole point.
is. It is actually, yeah.
I feel like when I have worked for sort of more traditional sports media places that are kind of like, it feels sort of like an unspoken thing that like you're talking in a way that men sports fans expect you to talk. Do you know what I mean? I can't quite explain it, but there's this pressure to be like a very tough fan, to be like, I hate every other team. Like, my husband and I are going to be mad at each other because we root for different teams. Like, I hate anything that isn't a Celtics win. And in actuality, I'm pretty soft.
Yeah.
I'm actually like a pretty soft fan. Like, Boston has won a lot of championships. I've been very lucky. I find it interesting when things get shaken up.
Yeah.
I like games with tension.
Right.
I think it's actually much more interesting now that the Knicks won game one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's way more tension and drama, and the stakes are higher.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I'm just not the kind of person who I'll be sad if the Celtics don't win this series because they're probably going to have to break up the team because they're paying everybody way too much money. And that will make me very sad. But also, like, I saw them win last year, and I think I've tried to pretend for a long time that I'm a really tough sports fan, and I'm just not.
You're not. Well, sometimes you have to admit when you're wrong.
And I'll be sad, but like, whatever.
It's fine. No. I do feel like, just for the story, if the Knicks could win this series, I mean, for so many reasons, it would just be incredible. Like, and they're off to a pretty good start.
I know.
We'll see. There's a lot of game left.
The Celtics are so good that I'm but you know, Kristaps Porzingis keeps being sick. He's got like some sickness. He's on the Celtics, the very, 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 very tall guy on the Celtics.
Yes.
And Sam Hauser, who's another guy who shoots a lot of threes. He got hurt, blah, blah, whatever. You guys don't care about that. But, you know, to see New York on a deep playoff run, the city, this place would explode.
Explode. Could you imagine?
No,
imagine?
It would be, you would go outside and the streets would be painted blue and orange.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, they would change the center line of the streets.
Yeah.
If the Knicks make it farther than people think they're going to.
Jalen Brunson, they'll just elect him mayor.
I mean,
they'll be like, yeah, have the job.
he's insane.
He's insane.
So for everyone asking, I was going to start this and be like, you know, we cover a lot of gossip here, so it's only fair that I talk about my own drama.
Yeah.
I'm having some marital problems because the Celtics and Knicks are playing. But like, we were just sitting on the couch being like, all right, fine.
You're like, well,
yeah.
I think that means you have a healthy marriage.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about the Knicks game, though, was that Spike Lee was attending the Met Gala wearing Knicks paraphernalia, as he always does. But I just pictured like him inside of the Met watching the game on Link Pass on his phone. Like, you know, that's what he was doing.
That had to be, right?
He had to have been doing that.
My husband, Tyler, was like, do you think he had like an assistant who would come over and tell him the score? But I feel like he had his phone.
Oh, yeah.
He had to be
Spike Lee.
watching
He
it.
can do what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
I was sort of surprised, I have to say, that he went to the Met Gala and not game one. I thought it was a little... Look, Spike is the most devoted fan of all time. He was on the host committee. You can't really piss off Anna Wintour that much and expect to be invited back to the Met Gala. It would have been pretty metal if he had skipped the Met Gala to go to the Celtics.
That would have been sick.
Right?
Yeah. But I respect it.
I do too.
When you have a commitment, follow through.
Here's a question, though.
What?
The Celtics the Knicks have lost to the Celtics every time they played this year, except for this. I'm assuming Spike Lee was at every game because he's always at every game.
Yeah.
Do you think it is bad luck now if Spike Lee goes to a game? Because they beat him they beat the Celtics when he wasn't there.
I mean, you raise a valid question.
Do your own research. I'm just
Do your own
asking
research. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. No, he'll go.
No,
he'll go.
But if
I mean,
they
if
lose,
it's Spike's
Spike,
fault.
you're on notice.
And then another crazy game: Oklahoma City Thunder and Denver Nuggets. I just saw some highlights, but whoa.
Yeah. The Thunder, for those who don't know, are absurdly good this year. They were the one seed for a reason. They seem unstoppable. They have this amazing player, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who people don't talk about enough. And then the Denver Nuggets have Nikola Jokic, who is maybe... People talk about Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Jokic is like an absurdly good basketball player.
He's very good.
And the Nuggets beat the Thunder at home. So there were 2 upsets at home last night.
Great television. You know, Adam Silver at home is just like, yeah, we're cooking. We're cooking.
Rubbing his little antenna together.
I feel like he does. I see it. I see the vision.
Same.
Crazy. I love it. I love when it's not like who wants to watch a blowout?
I don't.
Who wants to watch that?
I
Even
want
if your team
tension.
wins. Yeah, you want tension.
High stakes.
High stakes.
Drama.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what this show is about.
Yeah, it's a sports gossip show. Come on. And then also some tension that happened the last round of the playoffs. Anthony Edwards, star for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think we talked about him egging Luka on, didn't we? Or did we not even bring that up?
I don't even think we talked about
Oh my
that.
God, it was all Jordan Hudson. I don't think we talked about it.
No, because so the Timberwolves played the Lakers and beat the Lakers.
Yeah.
And the Lakers, you'll remember, have new player Luka Doncic from the Mavs and LeBron James.
Yeah. And during one of the games, was it game one? I think it was game one.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards did like a Spider-Man motion after making a 3 over Luka Doncic. And everyone was like, whoa, this guy's 23. Anthony is 23. It feels weird saying like a player's first name by
I know.
Anthony. It sounds like I'm his mom.
I know.
You know, like,
Well,
Anthony, get over here.
Anthony, you're in trouble.
Anthony Edwards makes this motion, and there are a lot of people online be like, whoa, this is like a bold, very confident move to be doing in game one. You have some playoff experience, but you're not a veteran in the league.
Right.
To be able to taunt a player like Luka Doncic like that, it was a bold move.
It was.
But, I mean, they did follow through, and they did win the series.
They did. And Ant Edwards everybody picked the Lakers to win, basically, like a lot of pundits. And after they beat the Lakers in the series, Edwards walked from the arena to his hotel.
Yeah.
And he was taunting he was like, everybody said we wouldn't win. Like, it was a master class in being a confident, cocky winner. And I loved it.
Yeah.
He also mentioned his favorite movie.
Yeah, he did. His favorite movie is Matilda.
As in the Roald Dahl book.
Yeah.
Turned into a movie.
Yes, which he did say in an interview when he was playing basketball at Georgia. Actually, shout out to my alma mater.
Shout out to the
Did you know I
dogs.
went to Georgia? That's my version of did you know I'm from Boston?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know I went to Georgia?
Yeah.
And he's being interviewed by Taylor Rooks, actually, in the interview, and he mentions Matilda.
And he says he likes strong, powerful women.
Yes.
Which he
Respect.
said she's a powerful little girl. And I was like,
You know what she is?
you know what? She is.
Yeah.
Also, this is where things start to get juicy. And I think game one is tonight, I believe, of round 2, where the Timberwolves play the Warriors. And the reason that this is going to be insane is because the last time, well, not the last time, but last year when the Warriors played the Timberwolves, 1 minute and 43 seconds into the game, Warriors, amazing defender with a very high temper, Draymond Green choked out Timberwolves player Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Who is, a lot of people in the league find him very annoying, but he had him in a headlock.
Yeah.
And then he hit someone else in the face, and then he had to go to therapy for, blah, blah, blah. But this is a playoff matchup between these two teams with history. And Anthony Edwards said in 2023 in July, he said he wanted to play the Warriors in the playoffs, quote, because Draymond Green talks so much trash. That's pretty much the only reason.
Oh, it's going to be messy.
Draymond's going to get ejected
Immediately. For sure. Oh, my God. And Anthony Edwards is like, oh, this is just cinema to me.
Yes.
Cinema.
Yes. He is a connoisseur of film.
Oh, yeah. No, he also knows when the camera's on him. He knows when he's having a moment in the spotlight.
Yes.
He knows how to milk it in a way that it's it's just incredible to watch.
He is the ultimate showman.
Yes.
He's
the greatest showman of the NBA.
Truly.
I mean, yeah.
Like, he might as well he's like the ringmaster. He might as well have a top
Yes.
hat and a little cane. And
Yes. And a lot of people, just for some context, if you aren't an NBA fan, a lot of people have argued whether Anthony Edwards should be the next face of the league.
Yes.
There's debates, is he the next Michael Jordan, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, from a star power potential, is there anyone with more star power and pizzazz and charisma than Anthony Edwards in the league right now?
No.
Yeah.
He also looks a lot like Michael Jordan.
He does.
So people keep saying, is this Michael Jordan's son?
Yeah, people do say
Which,
that.
as far as we know, no.
No.
But you get a side by side and you're like, what?
Yeah. See the comparisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very excited for that. There's a lot of drama in these playoffs. It's been amazing. Such as when Giannis Antetokounmpo, who plays for the Bucks, the star, and Tyrese Haliburton, who plays for the Pacers beat the Bucks. It was very sad. The Bucks situation is just depressing because Giannis is amazing and the team just keeps falling apart in various different ways. Tyrese Haliburton's dad taunted Giannis after the Pacers beat the Bucks in the first round. Giannis goes up to, he's like, John Haliburton is waving a towel at Giannis. Giannis goes up to him and starts and he's this huge guy, and Tyrese's dad is sort of a littler guy. Giannis puts his forehead to Tyrese's dad's forehead.
Yeah.
and everyone was just like, what is, and it almost turned into this like massive fight. Have you ever gotten into a fight with a peer's parent?
No. And I couldn't imagine if I was the kid of the parent who was taunting a peer. I would be so embarrassed if I was
mortified.
Tyrese. Could you imagine? Oh, that just gives me like beyond secondhand embarrassment.
Same.
If I was Tyrese, I'd be like, Dad, why are you embarrassing me like this in my workplace?
No, truly. You're like, Dad, I'm trying to play basketball.
Right. No. That was crazy.
In his press conference afterwards, Tyrese was like, I don't agree with what my dad did. And John Haliburton, it's been announced, will not be attending home or away games.
Yeah.
And Giannis said something that I thought, Giannis is a PR master. Because he said after the game, he was like, I found it disrespectful. He went on this whole long rant, and he said he knows how to cover his ass, though. Because he was like, I would never behave that way. And he said, but I'm not a father. Check in 20 years. Maybe I will do something like this. But I'm saying how I feel right now.
Yeah.
So he bought himself the ability, if one of his kids makes it to the NBA and he gets into a fight with someone, no one can say he's a hypocrite because he said, this is how I feel now. I don't know how I'll feel later.
He bought himself some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that was the appropriate reaction. And apparently, I think Tyrese's dad did apologize to Giannis.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, I don't think he should be attending any games for a little while.
I love when a dad gets
so
involved.
Good. Like it's youth basketball, but it's not.
Yes. Yes. Also, on the Knicks, Jalen Brunson's dad is a coach.
Yes.
And every time I see his dad coaching other players on the Knicks, I'm like, are they just thinking the whole time, like, this is my teammate's dad, like we're an AAU? Like,
honestly, yeah, I think so. I feel like that doesn't go away.
No.
It can't.
Right?
I'd be thinking about that.
I would too.
Yeah, no. I don't think
if your mom were a producer, I would be like, this is Madeline's mom. We should be so lucky.
We should be so lucky.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. Crazy. Well, we haven't talked about this sport very much on the Sports Gossip Show, and we have gotten so many messages about it, and we are sorry. It is definitely a weak spot for us.
Yeah.
But
Formula One.
Yes, Formula One. I got into Formula One because of Drive to Survive. I don't know about you.
Well, by the time everybody was talking about it,
yeah,
I'd missed the boat, and there were 4 seasons. I mean, not by the time everyone was talking. By the time I decided I wanted to watch it, there were 4 seasons. I watched the first one, and I got daunted, and I stopped.
No, it's good. It's juicy. It's juicy.
Yeah, it's really. Juicy. I should. But.
Yeah. Well, that was my entry point into Formula One, as I'm sure many other people's entry point was that Netflix show. There was, I wouldn't call it. Well, there's a little bit of drama. So Max Verstappen, he is one of the best Formula One drivers, racers. Don't come for me.
Drivers.
Sure. Yeah, he is with Red Bull. He just had a baby.
Isn't it funny that Red Bull is like all these extreme sports?
I know. Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah, and then they have people like jumping off of mountains with squirrel suits, and they're like Red Bull, and I'm like, well, it is on brand for an energy drink.
That's true. Yeah, it is. It does. I mean, it's like, what are they going to sponsor? Tennis?
Right.
It doesn't feel right.
No, you don't get jacked up on Red Bull and go play tennis.
It doesn't feel right.
You slam a few energy drinks and like take a mountain bike down a knife's edge. It's like, what? Anyway, sorry.
I'd love to see you do that.
No, absolutely not. No, thank you.
Anyways, Max and his girlfriend Kelly Piquet, who they started dating in 2020 and confirmed their relationship in early 2021, announced that they had a baby girl.
So they did this chic thing where you just announce it.
No. I think people knew she was pregnant.
Okay,
yeah,
Sorry.
no. People knew she was pregnant. And that, like, fine and good.
Why do we care about this?
Well, because Kelly previously was in a relationship with another Formula One driver before she was dating Max Verstappen, a Russian Formula One driver named, apologies if I get his name pronunciation incorrect, Daniil Kvyat, from 2017 until their split in late 2019. And during their relationship, they welcomed a daughter as well in July 2019. So, yeah.
Wow.
So, there were a lot of chatter online about their relationship. Mm-hmm. We don't need to get into it. But I think Kelly basically in 2024 was the recipient of a lot of online bullying and attacks, I think, from the F1 world, which isn't great.
No
one wants that.
No, we don't love that.
To the point where Max ended up basically calling for the stoppage of all this hate. And he basically said, quote, "This has to stop. These false accusations by certain individuals on Instagram and TikTok are insane and ridiculous at the same time. Hate has no place in this world. We know what's true within our family, and we are very happy together. I love you," is what he had said. Stand by his lady.
All right.
And then PK didn't specifically address what people were talking about online, but did say, for over 3 years, I've been navigating a very strange and upsetting wave of accusations, rumors, fabricated situations, fake testimonials, Photoshop screenshots, you name it, all the while staying silent and not playing into these ridiculous claims.
Wow.
So do with that information what you will. I feel like it'd be weird, though, if I had a coworker in a different department. So this other F1 driver was on a different team, and we share the same lady at certain point. You know, like we've each dated the same person, and we each have a kid with the same woman.
Well, it's sort of funny because, like, if she takes her kids to a race,
yes,
they will each be rooting for a different driver.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Also,
yes,
if they've got that racing pedigree lineage,
yes,
maybe someday they will grow up to race against each other, which would be the greatest storyline of all time.
Oh my God, that'd be so chic. I would love that.
Because I feel like these racing sports, like I know in NASCAR, if your dad is a driver, you are much more likely to be a driver because it takes such huge amounts of money to do it, and you already have the in.
Right. Ooh, yeah, that would be very
talk about Nepo babies.
Oh, yeah.
People don't talk enough about how many Nepo babies there are in NASCAR.
Right. No, there's so many.
And maybe F1. I don't know.
Well, yeah, F1, yeah, it's an expensive sport too to get into. Like you gotta have some money. That's like a whole different conversation. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Okay.
Anyways,
that was
good.
We'll
stuff. Get some more F1 drama. I'm sure we're gonna get a gajillion messages being like, "Well, there were so many other details of the story you left out." We will get to them.
Yeah.
But if there's other F1 storylines you want us to talk about, send them our way.
Shoot them over.
Shoot them over.
We're all ears.
We're all ears.
Okay. We got to talk about a video.
Yes.
A video heard round the women's basketball world. Okay, let's get into it. Hannah Hidalgo is a women's college basketball player for Notre Dame. Olivia Miles was on the same team as Hannah Hidalgo. She played for Notre Dame. She announced, everyone thought she was going to go get drafted.
Yeah.
She was projected to go number 2 after Paige Beckers this year. She announced she was not going to go to the draft. After saying she feels like she'd kind of outgrown college, she announced she was not going to go to the draft. She was going to transfer, which is wild. No one saw that coming. She ended up transferring to TCU. Notre Dame lost to TCU in an early round of the Women's March Madness tournament.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of like, whoa, okay. So that sets the scene. The scene is that on May 2nd, there was a Las Vegas Aces and Dallas Wings preseason game in South Bend, Indiana at Notre Dame. They, we're doing something the WNBA wants to, bridge the world from college. So they were having exhibition games. So the WNBA played a preseason game at a college arena. And fans took a video where, I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to narrate this in case you have not seen this. So Hannah approaches Olivia in the sort of more open part of the tunnel where you walk out to get to the floor. And they're standing, what'd you say, a good 3.5 feet away from each other?
Yeah, I would say so.
And they shake hands, which is already if you see a former teammate, you'd be like, hey, hug. And people had speculated that there was beef between the two of them, but both of them had squashed that. In April, Miles said, "We are perfectly fine, y'all. There's no beef. There's literally no beef. Y'all are creating it out of thin air." And Hidalgo, after Miles transferred, Hannah said, it was her decision. If that's what she thought was the best decision for her, then that's what's best for her. I don't know what's best for her. Only she does, blah, blah, blah. I wish her the best. I'm really focused on what me and my teammates have going on right now.
Yeah.
Good PR statements, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, very good Tree Payne approved PR statements.
Great. Okay. So then you see this video, which came out 3 days ago as of this recording. They shake hands. They're 3.5 feet apart. So Hannah is sort of walking towards Olivia and sort of seems like she's saying something serious.
Yeah.
Olivia puts her head back, and it looks like in exasperation, where someone says something and you're like, oh.
Yeah. It reminds me of a move my brother would do when we were getting in a fight as kids. Yes. Doesn't it feel like a sibling type fight?
Big time.
A little like, ugh.
It's sort of the Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes.
Where he's like, oh,
yes.
Mom.
Yes.
Yes. Like, okay, so Olivia does that, and then she says something, and she does a sort of rolling motion with her fingers.
Yeah.
And Hannah is chewing gum. She looks at Olivia, and they both start gesturing. And Olivia points at herself, and it's like, me?
Yeah.
And Hannah's using her thumb to point, which
Yeah.
is like a very much like, are you here? Like, we have no idea what's being said.
No. Where is that girl on TikTok who lip reads when we need her?
I don't know. Because I can't tell. So
we need her.
They're still pointing at each other, and they seem to be talking about something getting slightly heated. They're about a foot apart at this point, and security comes and brings them out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And what I will say about this, people have said security came to break up whatever was going on. I highly, highly doubt that is what happens.
No.
You are not allowed to just stand there in the tunnel.
No. You have to keep moving.
No matter who you are, they move you along.
Yes.
This is not like security didn't break up any fight.
No. They were just trying to move them right along.
But that's all we've got.
Well, like I said, we need that girl on TikTok who reads lips to read the lips of these ladies. What's going on here? Because clearly there's more than meets the eye. I mean, you could tell. I mean, the body language is not vibing.
I get the sense that, a friend of mine, journalist and host, Sirat Sohi, messaged me, and she was like, Hannah Hidalgo seems either like she's the bully in school or the girl who stands up for people against the bully. Like no in between.
No in between. I agree.
The body language there to me is like Hannah calls the shots one way or another.
Yes. I got that vibe.
It's so fascinating when, people do all of this PR damage control and they're like, there's no beef, there's nothing. And then you see something like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I want to believe you.
Right.
But it looks like that was like not a friendly exchange.
No. The math ain't mathing. No.
Also, perhaps the messiest part of this whole thing, Madeline.
What?
Notre Dame head coach Neil Ivey and former Notre Dame great, current WNBA player Skylar Diggins unfollowed Olivia Miles recently.
What?
After she left Notre Dame and transferred to TCU.
Okay. Clearly there's something going on then.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
People had thought that maybe Hannah was a problem because a lot of people were transferring from Notre Dame. I don't know what's happening, but for adults to unfollow a student athlete feels a little petty in a way that I'm like, just keep following her.
Just keep following them and hit that mute button.
Right?
You don't have to unfollow. An unfollow, as we have said before on this show, is a big deal. Especially if you're a public figure. People notice.
People notice.
Yeah.
Like us.
Yeah.
On the Sports Gossip
we
Show.
noticed.
One other thing about this, you might have heard me say Skylar Diggins instead of Skylar Diggins Smith.
Yeah.
Because she has filed for divorce. And there was like a whole thing last month where there was a media day. And Skylar said, please call me Skylar Diggins, not Skylar Diggins Smith, and people are like, what's going on? And she plays for the Seattle Storm. She said, I would like to be addressed as that moving forward. My focus is being a good teammate, blah, blah, blah. And she said, it won't change for none of y'all anyways. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all just call me whatever y'all want to call me anyway.
All right. Okay.
A good little barb to the media.
Yeah.
Of like,
okay. All right. Interesting.
So if anyone knows what's going on here.
Yeah. Send us a DM at Sports Gossip Show.
Thank you.
Well, I feel like we should end the show on something a little new.
What?
A little relationship update.
Ooh.
We don't have a name for it.
Love that for us.
Really?
Lovers or friends? Sorry.
Love and basketball and football and baseball and tennis and every other sport?
Breakups and
layups. Doesn't work.
Not bad.
Doesn't work.
Actually, not bad.
Yeah, maybe. We'll workshop it. The first update, relationship-wise, I guess technically was the Skylar Diggins update.
Yeah.
For this purpose of this little segment, Joe Burrow has some kind of Olivia drama or just Olivia stuff going on.
Joe Burrow, you know how people have a type?
Yeah.
And it's like they like brunettes or they like blondes or they like short girls or Joe's type is simply that the woman must be named Olivia.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
His ex-girlfriend, longtime ex-girlfriend, Olivia Holtzmacher.
I forgot about that too.
Okay, they were together for a while. There were engagement rumors.
Yes.
They're not together anymore. Then there were rumors he's dating Olivia Ponton.
Yes. Who was a woman who called 911 when Joe Burrow's house was broken into.
Yeah. Now there are rumors on Dumois, so we're going to take it with a grain of salt, that Joe Burrow, which Olivia was he seen with now?
Olivia Jade Giannulli.
Whom you might remember as one of the people involved in the college admissions scandal when her mom, Lori Loughlin, faked the fact that she did crew to get into college.
If we had had that show when that had come out, oh my God, that would be our Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson story of whenever that was, 2018.
1,000%.
Oh my God. Well, Olivia Jade was most recently dating Jacob Elordi, if you recall. Which oh my God, that fascinating couple. I could talk about them for like 12 hours, but that's who she was most recently dating. Apparently, Olivia and Joe were reportedly spotted together this past weekend at the newly opened Epic Universe theme park in Orlando, Florida. So this is important information I'm just realizing, though, because if they were spotted there and then he was spotted in Miami with Olivia Ponton, did he just have two Olivias both in Florida?
Two Olivias, one Florida?
Are they friends? Like, I don't understand.
Maybe they're not dating. We would not be talking about this, given that this is only on Dumois, if there weren't photographic evidence from Olivia Jade's Snapchat story where Joe Burrow seems to be in the back of the picture hanging something on a wall.
Yeah,
signing some. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's clearly from her story.
Yeah.
And he is in the picture.
Which she knew what she was doing, posted it.
I've never heard of someone dating 3 different women with the same name in a row.
No, that is fascinating.
It's almost like you couldn't do that if you tried it.
No.
It has to be an accident.
It's definitely an accident, but it is wild. It is wild.
It's like, what's your type? Oh, Olivia.
Who's he going to date next? Olivia Munn?
Whoa.
She's with Joe Mulaney.
Joe Mulaney.
His brother, Joe. John Mulaney. No, I'm thinking,
Who, Olivia Colman?
No, who's the
What's
other?
next?
Who's the other Olivia I'm thinking of? Who was the one who was with Jason Sudeikis?
Oh, Wilde.
Olivia Wilde.
There are a lot of Olivias that
Yeah.
Joe could.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Olivias in the world. It's a very popular name.
Popular name.
So
It is weird, though. Strange coincidence. Who he is dating, we don't really know.
We don't know.
But he's certainly hanging out with a lot. He's certainly hanging out with a lot of Olivias in Florida.
Yep. Weird on multiple levels.
Florida? Yeah, speaking of Florida.
Oh, God.
Larsa Pippen, the ex-wife of basketball legend Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan's former teammate on the Chicago Bulls in the 90s, if you recall. She was dating Michael Jordan's son, Marcus, as we've talked about on this show.
Mm-hmm.
But they broke up like a year ago, and she has a new boyfriend named Jeff. Don't know what he does or anything. Doesn't really matter. But he did joke to paparazzi that they are getting married in November, when they were just started dating this year.
Which is, Marcus Jordan always talked about getting married soon and saying he was going to propose. Also, his name is Jeff Kobe, and what he does matter.
Oh.
Because he is also a not very good professional basketball player.
Oh my God. Wow. I didn't even Google Jeff. I must admit.
Well, because you wouldn't know his name, because he most recently played for Basket Racing Club Luxembourg of the Total League in Europe.
Okay.
He played college basketball for Columbia. He also went to Choate Rosemary Hall, which is a prep school in Massachusetts, which I played sports against, which made me perk up my ears. He's also younger than I am. Larsa's in her 50s. And then he was on G League teams, but never formal NBA teams.
Okay. All right.
Here's, you know where my mind went when I saw this?
What?
There's a picture of Larsa and Jeff, also. Amazing name for a boyfriend. On a yacht.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this woman is a good at least 15 years older than I am. How does she have the energy to be on so many yachts? I'm 36 and I'm exhausted all the time.
I couldn't be on a yacht. Couldn't be caught dead on a yacht.
For fun? On a weekend? When I could be on my couch?
No.
At a party?
No, my idea of a good time on a weekend is like a Pilates class, a smoothie, and a Real Housewives binge.
Yeah.
That is a perfect Saturday.
And she's out there just in her bikini looking amazing for,
Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Couldn't be me.
We really just we've gotten a lot of comments saying that we sound like the SNL skit Delicious Dish. We really just sounded like
we
that.
Did. We did.
All right.
Put us on, Lauren.
What else you got for me?
The last one is some marriage rumors around our man, Aaron Rodgers, who we have not spoken about in a little bit.
He's been pretty quiet.
He's been pretty quiet. He attended the 2025 Barnstable
Brown.
That is not how you say it. Is that really how you say
Yep.
that? Barnstable? Okay.
Barnstable
The
Brown
Barnstable
Gala.
Brown Gala, the Friday night before the Kentucky Derby. And while on the red carpet, people noticed that he had a dark-colored band on his left finger. Could have been an Oura ring. Could have been.
Yeah, one of those things that tracks your movement.
Yeah, could have been one of those.
But it was on his wedding.
Yes, it
finger?
appears so in the image, yes.
Honestly, the most Aaron Rodgers thing would be to use an Oura ring as a wedding ring. Like, are you kidding me? He'd be like, well, not only does it speak of a commitment, it speaks of my commitment to health and wellness.
I'm dead. Like, yes, he would. Yes.
Imagine they're standing up there and they each give each other these little
Bluetooth-enabled
lame
little...
Bluetooth rings.
Yes. Oh, my God, I'm dead.
So the reason I know that it's called the Barnstable Brown Gala is because I have attended this party. And I was at this party when I wrote about the Kentucky Derby in 2017.
Oh, my God.
Still one of probably the best thing I ever wrote. Not to
I'll have to go
brag.
read it.
Got to toot my horn for a second.
Yeah.
And I hung out with Aaron Rodgers at that party
Oh, my God.
because he didn't realize I was a journalist. And eventually I told him because I was like, this is weird. I can't.
Yeah,
And he told me that he'd started playing the guitar because the country singer Travis Tritt was singing. And I had like snuck into the VIP section. I was not supposed to be there. And I just started talking to Aaron Rodgers. And I was like, well, here's Travis Tritt. And he was like, he's hammered. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, he was tying one on at the Derby.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, okay. And then I was like, could you play drunk? And he was like, football? And I was like, what am I saying?
Yeah.
It was one of the weirdest conversations. But he told me that he'd been taking up guitar and that Ben Harper, the singer, had sent Aaron Rodgers a guitar because
God.
Aaron Rodgers had sent him a jersey because he really liked Ben Harper.
Wow. Okay.
Weird.
Random. Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
for this tidbit.
Anyway.
All right. Put him on American Idol. Watch out.
So
That's going
who's
to be his
he-
retirement career. He's not going to start a podcast. He's going to go on an audition for American Idol with this guitar.
From your lips to
Please.
the
Manifesting.
content God's ears.
Manifesting.
So
Wow.
who's he married to?
Well, it says he revealed last month that he's in a serious relationship with a woman named Brittany.
With an I.
Brittany with an I. Didn't elaborate further. So who knows?
I've tried to Google her.
Can't find her.
Nothing.
Interesting.
Nothing.
Well,
It's pretty annoying, but also good for them.
I'm sure more will be revealed about their relationship.
Anyway,
time
we
goes
still
on.
don't know if he's going to play football or retire. Or
We don't.
what.
Doesn't feel likely, but who knows?
He's exhausting.
He always surprises us.
All right. Well, thanks
Yeah.
for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you to all of our new listeners who found us because of Bill and Jordan. We hope you stuck around for the other stuff.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And as always, please like and subscribe, rate, review. Makes a huge difference. We've seen so many new reviews. We really appreciate it.
We're very grateful.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to say a deep personal thank you to the person on YouTube who said that we remind them of Click and Clack from
Yes.
Car Talk on NPR. It was my favorite show as a 6-year-old, and it made me realize that my whole career I have been hoping to reach even a fraction of the heights that those two reached.
What an honor.
Yeah, thank
what
you.
an honor.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.